Hi, beardos. Joe here, and we can't come to the phone right now because, well, we don't want to. So, leave us a message right here, and we will listen to it as soon as we feel like it. Bye!
Hi, Beards and Tundries Market. It's Beardo Heather. I'm listening to the Move Gay episode. Just want to touch base on FaceTiming. Way back in the day when I was in high school, my mother said she refused to get a cell phone. She never wanted to text message. She wanted to hear somebody's voice over the phone. Now she won't stop texting me, sending me emojis, and as far as FaceTiming, I will call her to have a quick 5-minute chat, and she will decline my phone call and FaceTime me. She has to FaceTime me 24/7, and it's annoying. That's all. Love you. Bye.
Good evening. This is Beards and Sundries Podcast News, your one-stop news shop every Sunday, with your host, Jay. Another host, Anthony. And another host, Joe. We're your Beards and Sundries hosts and news anchors for Season 5 of Beards and Sundries.
And welcome back to the Beards and Sundries News Network.
Hello.
Hello! That's right, guys. It's time for another lunch break here at Beards and Sundries, the shop where three gay men with beards do inventory on a new sundry in each episode.
My name is Jay, and if you give someone CPR, the movies clearly show you that they come back to life and act normal. That's super accurate.
Yes.
Absolutely. You are not breaking rib of any sort
Yeah, you're going to be just fine. You're going to get up immediately.
No breathing problems whatsoever.
Yeah. And I'm Anthony, and oh no, I dropped my keys under my car while this masked killer is chasing me. I better get down on the ground and look for them instead of running away.
That's just silly. Ugh. And I'm Joe, and oh no! I just tripped and broke my ankle while trying to run away from this scary killer while wearing 10-inch heels.
I'm glad we went the same direction.
Oh, good. Just let it mutilate her ass.
And leave. It would have just been you if you'd shut the fuck up.
What are you afraid of this? This is a bag of bones, Cindy.
Would you run from Callista Flockhart? Oh, look, you crazy now. Which means that today's sundry item is tropes. Now, beardos, if you're not familiar with this word, you have definitely seen a trope or 5 on TV or in the movies, or maybe even experienced one yourself in real life. Yes, as predictable and eye-rolling as they may be, they still play an important part in development and storytelling. Today, we're going to chat about some of our favorites, and after the break, I found some fun ways to break up the monotony that is ever so present in today's tropes. And then we have some more fun Beardo-submitted sundries after our break from this week's sponsor. But before we type random letters and numbers aimlessly and access the mainframe, how about this week's voicemail?
I am so glad my mom doesn't know how to FaceTime.
Yeah, that's a struggle for my parents, thankfully.
Heather, I bet your mom and my mom could come up with, like, an entire language just using emojis. Because I guarantee you my mom uses more than yours does.
I do remember when my parents were, like, anti-cell phone almost. My stepdad used it for his business, but they were, like, anti-cell phone almost and anti-smartphone for sure. And now I regret convincing them.
That's how it started in our house, too. I think I was in middle school and my dad got one for work. And then that's how it slowly infiltrated the house. And then finally in high school, I convinced them to get a cell phone plan. And that's how it started with us.
I wonder if that whole generation, if there's something there that makes them want to be like late adopters with certain things, because I just remember everyone being like, cell phones are a fad and they're not going to be a real thing, and the same thing with the internet. And now I'm just like, those are kind of our two big things, cell phones and the internet.
I think it's a facet of fear of the unknown. Like they don't know about the new thing or the new technology or the new trend until they see it in action or get to use it themselves and see how useful or unuseful it really is. And then that's kind of when they adopt it for themselves, I think. It's kind of like when you find a new meme or like a new phrase and then all the mainstream media outlets and commercials start using it and you're like, okay, that's dead. It's kind of like that.
Yeah, I can see that. I just...
Like, just recently, this past week, I heard news outlets saying very demure, very mindful, and I was like, okay, it's officially over.
So I can't use that ever again.
I mean, like, not that I was, but now I know it's done.
I can't get over the lack of understanding of what they see on the internet, too. Like, they believe everything that they want to believe.
That they want to. I was about to say, hang on now.
Like, if you give them facts, they don't like it because that goes against what they want to believe or what makes sense to them. And I'm like, how did you guys get so crazy? What happened to you to make you this gullible and dumb?
You know what happened?
Reagan.
Fox News, Reagan, and AI. They'll see a picture of an American flag or some vaguely real-looking soldier or, like, anything
How come this never
USA
gets shared?
with hands that are, like, twisted spaghetti nonsense of fingers and things that don't make sense, but they don't look at the hands. They just look at what they want to look at, and they're like, oh, that's true. It's got to be real. I don't need to fact check this at all. Who would make this up?
I gotta tell you, though, I want spaghetti now.
Yeah?
Knees weak, arms are heavy.
Yeah.
No.
That's my takeaway from this.
There's vomit on the internet already. AI, spaghetti.
Well, thank you, Heather. Thank you so much for leaving us a voicemail, and I'm sorry that your mom is FaceTiming you. I'm
that
very
sucks.
glad my mom does not do that.
Maybe you should FaceTime her while eating a dog or a cat. And then maybe she won't call as often.
No, she'll probably call more. She'll be like, oh my God, it's happening. It's really
It's
happening.
real.
You said it was spaghetti. No, I said the hands on AI look like spaghetti.
It's okay. I'm not in Springfield, Ohio. I'm in Canada. I just hear that whenever you go to another country, you have to eat their dogs and cats.
Eh?
But, Joe, do you think that I could find the phone call coming from inside the house in the sundries aisle?
You can, and the phone is up on the pedestal of the hero that you thought was untouchable until you met him in real life and discovered, oh no, he's not quite as heroic as I thought. Oh. But, if you guys are new to the show and you're wondering just what the hell a sundry is, the term comes from an Old English word meaning odds and ends. Now today it's used mainly in retail as a way to group together items that don't typically have a group of their own. So, as three gay men with beards who are a trope within ourselves, we are using the term to group together the wide range of topics that we cover.
Wow. That's just a pasta of an intro.
You thought it was
I really-
impossible, but here it was.
I was going for meat sauce, but they gave me the whole meatball.
Well, I try to make people dig in their fork and get another bite, so hopefully that works.
That was so good, it was almost angel hair.
That was a stretch.
I know. It's the only pasta that popped in my head at the moment, besides fettuccine, and I'm like, how do I play with that?
That's so good it was a medium-sized shell.
That's so good it was wagon wheel.
That's so good it was ziti.
A wagon wheel!
You explained that so fancy. You should have a bow tie.
What's the SpaghettiOs but it's the letters?
Alphabet soup?
No, because that's just that's alphabets.
It's a kind of SpaghettiOs. It's just a different kind
Oh,
of...
I thought it had its own name. Okay, well,
think.
whatever. Anyways, where I'm going with this is not episode topic related anyway, so let's just move on.
That's actually a good segue, Anthony. How about the trope that all bachelor men stereotypes live in squalor in a crappy apartment with no bed frame, and only they have is a recliner and an Xbox, and they have nothing in the refrigerator, and yada yada yada, ha ha ha.
Unless they're rich, then it's a pristine home.
Oh,
Right, then it's absolutely pristine.
Right, correct, because you can pay someone to like cook and clean for you. And I think that's why that trope exists, is because they're alluding to the fact that men are useless without women as far as the house is concerned, which is sexist. This trope is sexist.
Well, Anthony, you almost got it right. The actual reality is it's just that men are useless.
Right, correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which, by the way, both men and women and non-binary people listening to this podcast, if you ever go to a guy's apartment and it's like that, run far away, run very far away.
Go back to one of our stories and listen to how one very intelligent college guy was the grossest person ever, but they still hooked up anyway.
Oh, God. I'll never forget. Never forget. Just the fucking imagining walking through the drug den, like, just, whew. Anyways.
Yeah.
There's so many houses in college that I walked through that it was clear that at least one of the roommates had done nothing growing up their entire childhood.
So that's what gets me about it, is I just think like this trope is designed to sort of portray these guys as like big babies, and they need someone to come in and like organize their lives. And it just, I don't know. Whenever I see that, I'm just like, no, like it's nobody else's responsibility to like clean your fucking place.
I mean, in college, my first year with my roommate, it was definitely one side of the room was cluttered shit, and the other side was me, very organized and clean. And it always looked put together on my side.
I'm not like clean and organized or anything like that, but I'm not, like, I'm not just throwing dishes on the ground and just letting them sit there. I don't have pizza boxes from several weeks ago.
Yep, those go away real quick because I don't want that pizza smell to permeate the house.
But I guess in the case of bachelors and tropes, it's a good thing, because otherwise their house would smell like, I don't know, moldy clothes.
This pizza box is my air freshener.
It's exactly what it is. You don't have to go to Bath and Body Works if you go to Mazio's.
Wasn't there that trend a few years ago too with Yankee Candle where they had the line of mandals and they were men's scents, and it was like
yes.
2x4 and fresh cut grass and like pig skin. I was like, come on.
What is that? Why are men not allowed to like good smells?
Also, like how every product that's really popular with the women has to have a men's section, so that way when men go with their wives, they can be like, oh, I can buy these candles, or I can buy this makeup because this is face cream for men. It's in black and blue bottles.
This is gonna spiral into like unnecessary toxic masculinity.
Yeah.
Yep.
In situations, because that fucking pisses me off so bad.
Because cooking is a woman's job until it's time for grilling or smoking. Then it's for men only.
And they're so bad at it because they don't cook anything else in their lives. So you're like, the grill master. And you go out there and that is the driest, most underseasoned hamburger you've ever had.
Yeah.
It eats as if there was no fat content whatsoever. You got 97.3, cooked it, and now it tastes like fucking like dog chow in your mouth when you eat it. Warm fucking dog chow.
But don't worry. Gardening is for women only until it's time to mow the grass.
Gardening is for women only unless you make it a business. Then suddenly it's a man's business.
Well, then it's not called gardening. It's called landscaping.
It's landscaping.
Right.
Because, yes, you can mow, but you can also do the flower beds. But you have to charge. If you're not charging for it, it's womanly.
Right.
And you better not garden. You better be landscaping.
Oh, I see you're gardening today. I'm landscaping. Are you gonna cook today? No, I'm gonna grill.
Oh my god. Yeah, if I had a fucking dime for every cookout I've been to where the guy was wearing like a grill master shirt or an apron or some bullshit like that, and the food was bad, I don't know that I would be rich, but I'd have kind of an inordinate amount of money from that one source.
Are you using a vacuum? No, this is a shop vac. I'm
That's
shop vacuuming my car.
Ooh, yeah, there you go. The house is for the woman to take care of until it's time for the garage, and then it's the man.
Or maintenance. If it's maintenance anywhere in the house, suddenly the man can only do it.
I gotta have my man cave.
And then that snowballs into another trope, which is the man attempts to fix the item and then fails horribly. I remember a commercial where it was like the bumbling husband was like, "Oh, I did it myself and didn't have to call anyone." And then he flips a light switch in the kitchen to flick on the light, and the blender turns on the counter. And it's like, ha 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 ha, he messed up so bad that I'm like, what? What the fuck?
Actually,
Did he rewire the house?
that is actually a trope that I want to bring up about any movie, TV show. When people go in, they're like, "I'll do it myself." Like, they go in and, for example, what was it? I think it was the Golden Girls had an episode where they decided to do the plumbing themselves, and one person flushes the toilet and the shower comes on, and I'm like, I need you to understand the complicated task they would have had to go through to make that happen. Like, the amount
In the first place.
the amount of plumbing technicalities you would have had to pull to get the lever on your toilet to turn the shower on.
Yeah, to do it on purpose is hard enough. To do it accidentally is physically impossible.
To do it on purpose, I can't even begin to explain. The inside of a toilet tank is so simplistic. You would have to go through so much fucking effort to get a water line to route from the toilet tank.
That toilet is not
toilets-
that complex.
Toilets are not complicated. The formula hasn't really changed since a long time ago.
I mean,
It doesn't
plumbing,
need to.
honestly, plumbing isn't complicated. Your goal is nothing should leak.
Right.
There's water coming into the house. It has to divide up and go to all your faucets of some sort, your devices, whatever, and then you have drains. All of those drains feed back to the same singular spot and leave the house.
Yep.
That's just my favorite trope, is how movies and TV shows will make the most complex change to make it be funny, and my brain starts going to the logical side of it, like, that's so impossible.
But it's that sitcom sort of quality to that trope where it has to be that way. If it's not slapstick enough, it's not going to be funny enough for people.
I almost wonder if it's like big HVAC or big plumbing being like, make this look difficult so they'll just call us.
Mr. Plumbing and Mr. HVAC are on the phone with fucking PB
With the Golden Girls, with NBC.
NBC.
Don't you dare
that's what I
make
was
plumbing
thinking
look simple.
I believe it. Honestly.
It wouldn't shock me at all.
But there are plenty of guys. I say guys. There are plenty of people out there who are that kind of bad at doing anything around the house. They exist for sure, and they're probably
100%.
as common as you would think they are, given the trope, but less common to the capacity of, like, if you just took a couple of extra steps, you'd be able to do it. Like, it wouldn't be that hard to look up YouTube videos at this point in our lives.
I also think people that are incapable like that are more common, and now I understand that after seeing, I don't know, the amount of people who, like, eat up Trump stuff. I'm like, oh, okay, I get it.
Oh, I see. You're just stupid.
Some of you actually run businesses, and now I can't hire you because I'm terrified that you're going to somehow manage to make my plumbing flush a toilet, turn on a shower.
And that's what happens if you hire Mullen Plumbing.
Dolan Frum's Plumbing. I'm kidding.
God, no. Mark Wayne Mullen is one of our senators, and he's got a plumbing
yes.
company, and you see him all around Oklahoma, and I fucking get
I didn't-
mad every time I see one of those stupid fucking trucks.
I never made that connection.
Yep, that's his
That's
company.
funny.
I would be curious to see how many government contracts they have in the state now.
Oh, yeah, makes absolute sense.
Yeah.
Huh.
This is the same guy, Beardos, who wanted to, what was it? He wanted to fist fight another senator or somebody like
That's
that. Was that?
right.
Yeah.
He
That's- he's
literally
from
said,
Oklahoma.
let's go fist fight.
Yeah.
God,
Didn't
I
even
love
mean
trash.
fisting. Yep. It just absolute
Yeah,
garbage.
it wasn't even the gay fist fight.
Yep.
It was like literal, I'm a man in a Western. I'm John Wayne.
give white trash some money and they'll be white trash with money.
There'll be white trash that spins stupidly.
That's a senator. That's a white trash senator right there.
I've seen the lifted pickup trucks to prove it.
Ooh. But moving away from that trope and onto one of my favorite tropes, because I watch a lot of horror movies, and horror movies are well known for their tropes. They are.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. So one of my favorite tropes in horror movies is the supernatural killer speed. Whether or not the killer is like supernatural or not, just they're in front of you now. They're just all like
They just
all
appear.
Of a sudden. Yep, you've been running and you've been running for a mile, and all of a sudden, boom, there they are. And I have to wonder, is the killer just not putting a lot of effort in because they've become so accustomed to getting in front of people without trying?
Probably. And then you said, are you talking about non-supernatural ones? Because
Non-supernatural ones as well.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say
Well-
because with Freddy, not Freddy,
Jason?
Jason? With Jason, yeah. With Jason, haven't they like retroactively said that he's like supernatural and he can teleport and everything?
I would even say that it was retroactive. They did it in like the first couple of movies where he was basically like, there's a whole movie where Jason gets blown up with a rocket launcher by the military, and then they take all of the pieces of Jason to the morgue, and one of the morgue workers ends up eating his heart and becomes Jason.
What?
Yep, that's a real plot for a Friday the 13th movie. That's a real thing that happened.
So he just forgot his baked potato at home, or he knew who Jason was?
He was like compelled
or...
to eat the heart, is what it was. It was this supernatural moment of like, I have to eat the heart, om nom nom, and now I am Jason. There are some steps in between Jason and the heart eating, but I don't remember what they are.
Or, this is how I think it went down. He's in the morgue. Apple. He's like, sets it down. He's like, let's work on this guy. And then he reaches back over and he's like, my apple just got so soft.
That's a different movie
Jason.
trope.
That's a very scary movie of you, Jay, which is fun
you.
because that's the great thing about those parody movies is that they explore all the tropes to an extreme because they have to point out how silly they are. And, I mean, they're usually right.
I mean, it's like Scary Movie saying, oh, yeah, they're going to cast, like, 30-year-olds as us high schoolers when that's exactly what they are in the film.
Yeah.
They're 30-year-olds acting.
Or, like, when they're about to kiss on the bed and she's like, but it's not a movie, Bobby. And he's like, yeah, it is. Look over there. There's, like, the sound girl and the director. And it cuts over and, like, the whole crew is just like, like, the camera shifts over. Or, what's the other one? Oh, the classic running away scene that everyone loves to make fun of so much. That whole scene in the locker room with Shannon Elizabeth's character, Buffy, and she's just running in circles. And she goes, oh no, I hope I don't fall and break my leg. And it cuts to her leg and, like, she, like, twists her leg and, like, the bone comes out. And it's like, oh, God.
There's this meme that exists that's Jason Voorhees, and it's like this girl running away from him, and he's like, damn, that bitch can run. I bet she trips. Bitches be tripping all the time.
He's not wrong. They're always tripping and falling.
But Jason's the best example of that because I swear to God, every Friday the 13th, they'll just be running and then all of a sudden Jason is in front of them and boom. He gets them with a machete. Nah, nah.
Also, all of those killing scenes, for example, when people get stabbed, they're always like, ugh, dead. And I'm like...
Yeah, it takes a lot longer to bleed out than that.
I'm like, you would be in pain for a long time.
A long
and
time.
bleed out, then
Yeah.
die.
I think about that a lot in movies, and it bothers me that I think about it often. But like, I watched this horror film. Was it day before yesterday? Because Joe had something with choir, and there's a scene where this one woman gets like blown back onto this like pole that's sticking out of the ground, and then it cuts over to her after it happens, and it's like gone through her chest, yes, but like she's immediately dead. Like she died as it was impaling her, and I was like, no, you would be alive. Like you would be alive at least for like a little bit until your heart couldn't function. Like you would still be alive.
Yeah, and those impaling wounds, like if the instrument is still in the wound, typically you're in good shape for a while till you can get to the hospital because that
you're not
wound is
supposed to
holding
remove
everything
it.
in.
Yes. Which also reminds me, I was watching Final Destination 2 on
Classic.
Was it Monday that I was watching this because you got home and I was watching it still?
No, it was last night.
Was it last night? Yeah, I was trying to finish it, I feel like. But anyways, there's that scene where that explosion sets off the air. Oh, no, it's not the explosion. It's the Jaws of Life sets off the airbag in the van.
Mm-hmm.
And I just can't help but think that they would have taken a moment to maybe cut that stupid PVC pipe out from behind her head. Like, if I were triaging in that moment, I'd be like, let's get rid of this sharp, spiky thing behind your head.
Especially when she was sitting there completely fine. They would have been like, here, this looks like an immediate danger. We'll get this out of the way.
Yeah, you had time to triage, and they just fucking killed the fuck out of her.
I did appreciate that unexpected shock, though. You're like, oh.
I know. But that's every kill in those movies. And then they just keep getting campier. And then, like, the scene with Allie Larder where she opens the door to the fucking hospital room that the other guy's in, and the oxygen is on, and it sets off the little chain of events that, like, blows up. And I just, that whole scene, I was like, oh my God, everything is so campy. Why are we here?
I also like right after that impaling scene happens, the news van that's on the scene has to back up because they're too close or whatever. The van backs up and then it hits this rock and punctures the gas tank. Do you know how hard you would have to hit that to puncture the gas tank? And then they didn't get out and look?
No, they didn't.
After hitting an object so hard they punctured the gas tank?
Blew my mind. Because still wasn't it like a spiky object and it was like puncturing the gas tank and still technically in there whenever they...
It was like a rock or something. Yeah.
Yeah. It was insane. I was like, what? If I did that, I would stop and be like, what the fuck was that?
Yeah. Yeah, I would just be like, oh, there we go. I hit park really well. Really fucking well.
That noise is how you know it's parked.
So then that leads us to another trope, which is females being bad drivers. You want to just skate over that and go to the next trope?
I don't know. I don't feel like I see that.
Throw that.
like,
You want to
is that
just
really a
throw
trope
ourselves to the
anymore?
wolves and move on?
I just feel like that's sexism.
I think
Yeah.
that's just sexist. It's not even
Everywhere.
a trope anymore. I mean, it used to probably be a trope forever ago, but I think that was more of like the female ineptitude that was a whole trope for the longest time. And
You can't do a
eventually that
man's
started
job,
shifting.
missy.
Well, it was because like it was
That was Jay at
always
the office today.
some white dude trying to like save everybody.
What are you talking in this meeting for?
Oh, you dear sweet thing.
Oh, I do love
quiet
fluffy little
down.
kittens.
Take
Go
notes,
get me
missy.
Go
Light
get me
my
some tea sandwiches.
Light my cigarette, please.
No wonder you love Mad Men so much.
I don't know anything about the gold standard, but I do love little kittens.
But it's time for cooking.
Beardos, here's a little mini something for you to check out. Google search women, comma, know your limits. Because there's a couple of YouTube videos that are women know your limits, and they're so fucking funny. There's one where this woman is trying to participate in dinner conversation with the men about the economy and about like the banking system. And it's so funny because she starts just talking about it. You can see them all getting fucking angry with her. There's this one guy who's just like, his face starts scrunched up. He looks like this. He's like, but then, and it like, you gotta watch it. It's called Women Know Your Limits. And there's another one where this woman is trying to drive this old, I think it's like a Model T that she's trying to drive. It's got like the white wall tires and everything. And yeah, anyways, definitely worth looking at if you want to look at that trope in real time being made fun of.
Well, on that note, referring to all the injuries that we talked about in the Final Destination films, I'll go on to the medical tropes that I recall. And I'll first start with my intro, and it's CPR. I love when people do CPR and the people gasp awake and they're like, I'm fine. Oh my God, everything's normal. And I'm like, that's not how this works. That's not how any of this works. Like, you're breaking bone to literally
sometimes
do
you don't break
chest
bones.
compression.
Sometimes you're fine. Yeah, you don't break bones every time, Jay. Just if they're old or they don't drink a lot of milk like me.
I guess I should say older people. But, like, your CPR, your journey is to pump the heart.
Like, if I see a movie and it has Cole Sprouse and they do CPR on Cole Sprouse and he's fine, I believe that. If I see a movie that has, I don't know, Mel Gibson getting CPR performed on him, that man is not getting up from that. He's just going to have to be there for a while. You got broken ribs, Mel G.
Which means that kind of ties into another medical trope that I've seen a lot on TV, especially in Grey's Anatomy, which is when they say, push one of epi. And that refers to pushing epinephrine, which is basically meant to improve or strengthen the heartbeat or blood pressure. But they use it all the fucking time. And it's always push one of epi or page shepherd. It's those two phrases. And that's another one. When they page a doctor, it's like that doctor is supposed to show up immediately, even if you're paging them 911. Like, okay, so that person may be in a different part of the hospital. They may not even be on the premises, or they may
They're
be
on call.
asleep.
That's it.
I have never seen a doctor run in a hospital. Never seen it.
Even in Final Destination 2, when half the hospital blew up from an explosion, and then there was a drowning victim, after an emergency C-section was about to take place, the doctor, who they kept trying to find the whole time, was moving at maybe a moderate walk at her fastest.
Which I loved, because I was like, this is the most realistic. They kept like, paging Dr. Kalargian, paging Dr. Kalargian, and she's just like taking her sweet fucking time. She's got her
Strolling through the
coffee,
hallway.
her scone. She's getting there. They're
Her
like, Dr.
Stanley.
Kalargian, hurry. And she's like, I'll fucking get there when I get there. This bitch went into labor. I'm not even her OBG.
And to be fair, in medical experiences, we're in a panic. Hospitals see this shit so often that most of the time they're just like, what the fuck ever. Unless it's like really, 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 really severe. It's very rare that they are just up and running and jumping around. It is they're calm and cool while I'm like, so I'm missing a limb. And they're like, yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, they really do take their sweet fucking time.
I was like,
I
even
think
in
that's also
trauma-
a trope that's not real, is if you go into the ER that you're going to get seen quickly, because that's a fucking lie.
Oh, that
That's
is
a
a
fucking
trope.
lie.
They said, we're going to triage you. And I'm like, oh, okay, so you're going to put me on the 8-hour waiting list, no matter what the problem is?
So I'm missing a limb. Yeah, triage.
Yeah, we're going to triage you. Well, you'll be in there eventually. And the person who goes in front of you is like, my leg feels funny. My
Push
leg
one of
feel
epi.
real funny.
It's like, which one of epi? Stat.
Right stat now.
What I think another trope is whenever anyone's in a hospital bed, most of the time they have the complete wrong gear hooked up to them.
Yes.
Ooh, yeah. And
And I'm like sitting there going, wait a minute. Hey, that guy is on a ventilator, and that is not how that should be on his face at all. That's the wrong hose. I'm not even a doctor.
when someone disconnects their central line or their IV, I'm just like, oh! 'Cause, like,
that
Oh
stresses
my
me
god.
out. They just ripped that shit out, and I'm like, what are you doing?
you know how serious that needle is?
Yeah, have you guys seen or have you felt how that hurts? It hurts.
It hurts.
Ah.
Like, I'm scared to
Jesus.
move my arm at all when that's in.
Yeah, I remember when I had my appendectomy, I had one in my arm, and I bumped it against the side of my bed, and I literally saw stars. It hurt so much.
I was so careful whenever I was getting my whatever surgery, my cancer surgery. I think that's the one where they did that, and it hurt so much. I hated it.
They were really testing you. I think they were having a ball. Testicles.
I was like, they were getting a little testy.
They were getting a little testy. It's in that jar still.
That's a double joke.
Tee.
Talk about sour grapes. Anyway.
Ah! It's called a raisin.
Oh, raisinette. Jay and the raisinette. Just one. Imagine. Ooh. Now for a word from Martin. I'm just kidding.
All of a sudden, I was like, all of a sudden, you hear the saxophone come from the old Raisinets. Right?
Oh,
Wasn't that their name?
that's the California
Way back in the day?
raisins.
The California Raisins. That's what it was.
I don't know what's worse, the
God.
fact that you got it wrong or that I got it right.
It's been a long time since I thought about them.
I don't know why this occurred to me, but I'm thinking about tropes, and I'm thinking about the 90s movie trope, especially in the 90s and like 80s, the movie trope that was a white person goes into a minority neighborhood and or school and teaches everyone how to act better.
Oh my God.
No one's safe. Not even Celine Dion was safe from that one. Music from
It's
the
messy
heart.
as hell.
Yeah, it is. It's very The Blind Side, way before The Blind Side was a movie.
Yes. What was that movie with Michelle Pfeiffer in the 90s that had the Coolio song? Wait, was it Coolio? Yeah, it was Coolio. Gangster's Paradise. What the fuck was that movie?
I don't know.
It's going to drive me crazy.
What do you think? I'm cool?
Cool EO.
Well, while you're searching, I think my other trope is why are cell phones always dead when they need them?
Yeah, when my phone is anywhere below halfway, I'm looking for a charger.
Like, yeah, I mean, if I'm going anywhere that I know I'm going to be gone a while, I'll bring an extended battery.
Yeah, if I'm not charging my phone overnight, I'm like, why am I not charging my phone right now?
You know, but there
get
are
it.
a lot of people not like us that let it go down as low as possible. I'm like, well, that's your own fault.
Well, and then that also kind of builds upon the next part of that trope, which is no service.
Oh,
Which
yeah.
I always find interesting, especially these days, because nowadays it is federal law that if you have a cell phone with battery power, it has to be able to dial 911.
Yeah.
E911 compliance is not as robust as you think it is. There's a whole county in Oklahoma that is not E911 compliant.
They
Is
don't.
it the panhandle?
It's
No.
the panhandle.
No, it's like right up here, like 40 minutes away from us. I can't remember which county it is, but it's
Oh, that's funny.
northeast of us, I think.
Oh, it's where they wanted to build that stupid theme park in the middle of
No.
nowhere?
Not quite. That's a
Vanita?
little further away.
Oh, I was like, is that Bonita?
It's a little further.
Here,
Also,
we're
the
going to
movie
build a
was-
theme park where nobody gets service. You're dead here.
Also, the movie I was talking about was Dangerous Minds. That's what it was called. And let me
Oh.
read you the tiny little synopsis from IMDb, or at least the plot. Luann, a retired U.S. Marine, this is the character played by Michelle Pfeiffer, becomes a teacher in a California high school, but her mostly Latino and black students from an impoverished and racially segregated locality do not easily embrace her. I wonder why.
Did this movie set the bar for all those? Because
so bad.
you just described every single one of them. Step
it's-
Up or Save the Last Dance or like it,
Oh my God, Save the Last Dance. They said, let's put the whitest fucking girl we know next to Kerry Washington.
Oh, teen movies, another trope. Glasses are ugly. No glasses, you're pretty.
Yes, I'm hoping that's changing with like more modern times. But God, in the '90s, in the early aughts, oh, that was a real thing. What was that? Fucking, She's All That.
yeah.
Yeah, it was literally hair back glasses. Ew. And then she would take her hair down, take off her glasses. Wow. And
They
I'm
said
like,
Freddie
hey.
Prinze will never like you with those glasses on, you dweeb. And then she takes them off. They're like, whoa, her tits are banging.
I just imagine like I don't know, like AccuView was calling like Miramax and Warner Brothers in the 90s. They're like, "Hey, listen, we got to move these contact lenses. So here's what's going to happen. You got to make glasses ugly. Lens crafters,
That
fuck
was
those
like a whole
guys."
thing for the longest time in like in like the 50s and things like that, where people with glasses got made fun of like crazy because they were nerds. Like,
mean-
haha, four eyes, you need glasses to see.
Well, it's a couple things about glasses back then is they were relatively unfashionable because they weren't like more advanced as they are today. They were ugly a lot of times, and they weren't fashion forward, so it wasn't really seen as a way to accessorize your outfit like it is these days.
Well, yeah,
and
and then back in the day, if you got glasses, the doctor also made you wear a pocket protector. Like, you were forced to. You had to as law.
Yeah, legally. You couldn't walk around without it.
The
Well,
police would get you.
and this trope has lasted up clear until like 2010. I know this is a little bit far away from 2010, but Princess Diaries. She redid her hair, took off her glasses.
Hot.
Pretty.
Braces. I think, did she have braces in that?
Oh, she
Yeah.
did have braces.
Yeah.
Well, at
Wait a minute.
least
He took off all her braces?
Yeah, I took off all her braces. Said your teeth are straight enough.
Well, I mean, at least she had a huge departure when it was time for The Devil Wears Prada. She was then playing a frumpy girl with frizzy hair and bad fashion, and then
Oh.
had a makeover and brushed her hair and got hot. Oops,
Oh.
it's the same damn thing, isn't it?
So she was wearing normal clothing that people buy at the store, and then all of a sudden she's wearing fashionable clothing, and so the world then was saying buying normal priced clothing is bad and luxury is good.
I want to see
Big Dior.
a mock of that movie, but with all the same cast members. But I want her boyfriend to be following her around like the cameraman from Scary Movie. It was like, don't step on Andy's shoes. Andy wears Prada shoes.
You know,
The funniest part about that makeover scene is when she finally gets pretty and she's walking around New York City in her new hair and her bags and new clothing. Still, no one notices or turns their head.
Well, it's New York City. People don't look at people there.
yeah,
Right.
no.
It's almost like that doesn't matter.
You know, and this movie brings out kind of a trope, not in a visible sense, but back then, we were all rooting for the boyfriend because Andy wasn't giving him enough attention.
Oh, don't
I
even
was
get
not
started
rooting
on
for him.
this.
I want you to know, I want
I
it
guess
on the
that's-
fucking permanent record, right here, right now. I never rooted for Andy's boyfriend. One, because that actor, he just looks like a piece of shit. He's probably a great person, but he just looks like a piece of shit. But two, if you can't be supportive in your relationship, you can fuck all the way off.
I think in the movie it's the part when he pouts when she couldn't make his birthday
Yes,
on time. I
exactly
think that's
that.
the part that made me just go.
Yeah, he's a
but when I
bad
was-
person.
But when I was 16, I was like, oh, poor guy. And as an adult, and definitely in today's society, I'm like, you're the enemy of the film.
You're the bad guy. You're the antagonist. Forget.
You're terrible.
Yeah, I was gonna say, forget Meryl Streep. She is at least just trying to do her fucking job.
Yeah, and she's just not taking shit. She's
Right.
she's brutal, but, I mean, look at her fucking running an empire.
She's a boss bitch living in a fucking men's world, because even then, fashion is still like a men's world. And so, like, she has to be that way. She has to be shitty.
The one thing I always took away from that birthday scene, Jay, is that when she gets home to the apartment, she has stopped by a bakery and she has a cupcake or cake of some sort. So I always thought that maybe it was like maybe midnight, maybe like 2 a.m., maybe 2:30, and it's his birthday, and they're in their early 20s in New York City. Why is he at home already? Why
Well,
wasn't she
also
joining the
Because
party
she wasn't
later
around,
after
so
work?
he couldn't do anything.
Oh,
That
God,
just-
you're probably right.
Blows my fucking mind. It's just like, I don't feel like if it were my birthday that I would need all of that.
But that was the trope back and for years, was that you need to drop everything to cater to your partner rather than each other supporting each other in their success or their goals or anything like that. It was like, you can do that unless it takes away from me. That's what it used to be, and so I'm so glad to see that's changing.
I just always looked at him and thought, do you want to pay the rent by yourself, or do you want her to continue to do well at work? Because you can't have both. You can't have her at home at the apartment all day waiting for you to come home and then expect her to be happy and afford to pay the rent in New York City. It's just not going to happen.
You can't have her at home waiting for you to burn some fucking grilled cheese sandwich.
Yeah, there's whatever amount of Jarlsberg on there. Sir, that's Swiss cheese. Okay?
Yeah, calm down. And it's probably burn as fuck, because see how black that bread is? Like, I even like a little overdone bread, and that was overdone for me.
Yeah, that guy was a piece of shit. Let's just
He
establish
was.
that. Ooh, what a piece of shit. But, do you guys think that it's time for a break?
Yes.
Oh, yes, it is.
Okay. Let's go to break, and then when we get back, we'll talk about whatever that thing Joe said is.
Hey listeners, are you ready to add some spice to your wardrobe? Check out hunkytops.com, the queer, Latino-owned clothing site that brings you the hottest styles. And here's an exclusive deal just for you, listeners. Get 10% off your first order with the code SUNDRIES. That's right, 10% off when you use the code SUNDRIES at checkout. They do offer sizes above 3XL. Just hit the contact button and request a larger size, and they'll accommodate the best they can. So, what are you waiting for? Visit hunkytops.com today. Explore their amazing styles and wear your pride with confidence. hunkytops.com. Wear your pride, live your style. Remember, hunkytops.com. Use code SUNDRIES for 10% off your first order. Order now! You're listening to the Beards and Sundries podcast, the news source that's still rated 5 out of 6 balls.
So, looking into doing a little bit of research for today's topic, since I always dive so far into my research and development, I looked up classic TV and film tropes, and what I found was an article, and this is an article from Arc Studio, and they laid out 5 classic movie tropes and how you can reinvent them to kind of keep things fresh instead of falling into the same tropes as everyone else has in the past, because then your storytelling is just going to be really boring and repetitive. So let's kind of hop into here with a classic. This is from the horror genre, and it's the high heels horror dame, as they put it. And so basically they summarize this as a character, usually female, wears high heels or otherwise uncomfortable footwear / clothing that prevents her from properly running away from the monster or killer. Sometimes it turns into a broken heel trope, other times a twisted ankle trope. Either way, it's what screenwriters do when they just can't figure out any other way for the monster or killer to catch up. So, ways to reinvent it, they do reverse it, subvert it, and improve it. To reverse it, if the killer is much faster than the hero, then you'd need to find a creative way to trip the killer up. You subvert this by giving us a high-heeled heroine and making us expect that she will inevitably trip. Then, you defy our expectations and have her fly through the encounter. And you can improve it by saying that if her high heels are a must, why not use them more creatively? A sharp heel makes a better weapon than you'd think, and can be used to smash mirrors or windows, or it can be thrown for a momentary distraction. Which I thought was kind of like a fun way to kind of play on expectations that you would have, watching a female character in high heels trying to run away from something, you're like, oh, she's definitely going to trip on something. But imagine if she just fucking marathon runs it, makes it to where she's going, gets to the car where, oh no, it's locked, takes off the heel, smashes the window, gets in the car, and she already has the key on her because it's one of those key fobs for a modern car, so she never unclipped it from, like, I don't know, her bag or whatever. And then she has the key, and she gets in, and she throws the heel at the killer as she runs away as like a final fuck you, and then just drives the car away to safety.
So I have seen Hilary Swank kill a man with her high heels in the movie The Hunt.
This makes me miss the old story of getting in the cars back in the day that wouldn't start, and so you frantically pumped the gas because you had to move
Because
the
flooding
gas.
the engine is the way.
And I was always like, "You're flooding it! You're flooding it!"
I love this because I feel like when you said reverse it, the very first place my brain went to is reverse high heels, where like the ball of the foot is super high, but like the heel is really low, so you're walking with your feet like at a weird angle.
See, in my reverse, it was the killers in high heels.
That's a good one. It's just Jason Voorhees, but he's doing drag.
But he's like, actually, there is a TikTok I follow that a guy does that.
They do, yeah,
and
I've seen
I
that one
love,
too.
or yeah, who it is. I love those because they also do like these really fierce like dance moves and all, and it's pretty good. I would have to look up the account.
Well, and after watching so much Drag Race at this point recently, I see drag queens doing fucking backflips in heels. I am not convinced a woman could not outrun someone wearing heels.
I was like, drag queens have taught me that heels don't slow you down.
They are not
long
as
you
bad off as you think
can
you
manage.
are.
If you don't know what you're doing, that I get it. But heels don't stop everyone.
I feel like high heels, we think of them as this like liability in horror movies, but it's sort of like watching Dragon Ball Z or like anime in general when they have like the weighted clothes on and they take them off and they're all of a sudden super fast and ultra powered. And I'm like, that's kind of like what it is with women in heels. Like imagine a woman is running away, she's getting away okay, but then she takes her heels off and she can suddenly like run 10 miles an hour and outpace Usain Bolt.
I just decided season 5 we're all three gonna dress as killers and wear heels and pose.
You mean season 6?
Oh, yeah, season 6. Wow.
You mean again?
Yeah, season 5 plus.
You can get whole episodes, maybe the day they drop, if you subscribe to Beards Plus on Beards and Sundries on our affiliates. That's Beards Plus.
Only $5.99 after like a month. It's gonna jump up to $15.99.
You can try it free for 3 days, and then you'll have a reoccurring charge of $40 per hour on the hour.
You could stream every episode that you could also get free on YouTube, but for a price.
You have a 3-day money back not guaranteed. That's right. Try our service for 3 days and you won't get your money back.
You can get all the content you know and love for money.
You have to come down to the market and cancel in person if you want to cancel.
Good luck. I don't even fucking know where the market is, bitch.
This is like the gym membership you never wanted.
Somebody's on the East Coast and they call and they're like, I want to cancel. I'm like, oh, sorry, you have to fly out here. The cost of the ticket's on you.
Obviously.
And then they get here, they cancel it, and I'm just like, okay. And I'm like just at the computer and I'm like, cancel.
It's one.
After,
It's just...
of course, they show me like 4 forms of, who they are.
Proper
it's
identification.
It's the Will Rogers World Airport, and there's all the regular airline check-in desks, and then there's a cardboard box with Jay just standing behind it, and it says, like, BNS Airlines, but the S is backwards, and, like, Blanche is just sitting there waiting to fuck people up as they walk up.
And then like one of the papers that you sign on like the way that you're canceling is not really made clear that it's optional, and it actually just authorizes us to have access for the rest of your life to all of your personal information.
Well, it'll be like Disney Plus, where if you sign up for Disney Plus, you can't sue Disney parks or anything.
Or anything, not at all. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a different
I
episode.
saw that case.
Ooh.
It was wild. That
Different
they're
episode.
Trying to lean on that.
Yeah,
sorry,
we
anyway.
could go way too much on a tangent on this one,
Oh
and we
my
are
god,
already
the big
pretty
mouse
deep into
has
this.
no morals at all.
The last thing I image is that box also has a list of hours, and they're the weirdest hours. So you fly in, you're just like, oh my god, I have to wait until like 3:15 a.m.
And it's
Till
just me
4:07.
and it's just the time it takes me to like get up, go pee in the middle of the night, and then like get back to sleep.
Yeah, I'm like still baggy eyed with my like silk hat, and I'm like walking Reggie, and I'm like, "You want to cancel? Okay."
Sorry, the hours are weird because Jay likes to watch late night TBS in the back.
The hours are weird because there's infomercials that come on at these hours that he really
Right,
likes.
correct, yes.
So the next one they have on here is called the broken pedestal, and this is typically seen in dramas. So popular in many genres and often seen in superhero films, this trope is a frequent visitor of the drama genre as well. The hero's opinion of someone they once looked up to is radically altered, either by meeting that person, by that person's actions, or by revelations related to them, or sometimes even by events as they have seen them, even though those events never occurred that way. It shows that someone once put on a pedestal was simply flawed and human all along. A great combination of drama and superhero movies that showcases this trope is Hancock or The Incredibles.
Or White Christmas.
Jay has been upset this whole time.
Why?
I immediately, when you talked about that, I thought of White Christmas, where the maid overheard a snippet of what was being said, and then went around and was like, "This is what he's doing. It's bad." And then everyone hated him. And then the end of the film, they're like, "Oh my God, he's still amazing." Ah.
I have not seen White Christmas in so long.
You should watch it.
I don't
Tis
think
the
I
season.
will.
It's coming up where it'll be
No.
free on Netflix for a small
No.
fee of $20.99.
It's
And then
cool.
you can also get it on Beards and Sundries Plus.
For
I'd like to-
$39.99.
I'd like to think that a fun example of this is the show The Boys on Amazon. So
Yes.
it's that company Vought that has the Seven, these big famous superheroes that everyone
yeah.
sees as their heroes, their protectors, but then you learn more about them and you're like, oh, these are actually terrible human beings that just have Compound V. Spoiler alert.
You know who also could fit in this category, even... I'll just say it this way. Televangelists.
Ooh, yeah. But I think that's like
Yeah.
a real life thing. It's not even.
That's it. I was like, even though it's just real life, it's not
That's
even
just
like a
who
movie or
those
TV
people
show.
really
It's just the
are.
righteous
They're just
gemstones
awful.
brought it out.
I was going to say,
Right.
I've seen it in a TV show, The Righteous Gemstones.
Oh, that fucking show is so good. You guys need to
There
watch that
are
show. Beardos, Righteous Gemstones. Check it out.
That's something to check out.
Killed me. It killed me when it showed their three private jets, the Father, the Son, and the
And
Holy
the
Ghost.
Holy Spirit. Or, yeah. God.
God. Literally.
And they all three got off of one. That's the worst part.
Anyways,
So yeah, that's a couple of fun classic tropes. And if you want to check out more of these, you can look up the article. I found it on arcstudiopro.com. But I think we have gone a little long on our talk about tropes. But do you guys want to go ahead and go to a commercial?
Please.
let's do it.
Let's start working on my cock. What?
And now, for a word from our sponsor, the Never Dead Battery Pack. Oh no! I'm being chased by the infamous serial killer One Nut J. Soup! Ugh! My phone is dead, so I can't call for help, and now I'm going to be dead too! Soup! Blech. My girlfriend left the big city to write an article about a small town Christmas event. I hope she doesn't leave me for some hunky guy who owns a tree farm or something. If only my phone weren't dead, I could call her and find out. But alas, I'm a big city dirtbag and also not near a wall outlet. I'm walking here, and I'm just some guy. Maybe if my phone were charged, a wizard would call me and tell me I'm the chosen one and I need to save the world. But it's dead, so I guess I'll just keep being some guy. If these situations sound familiar to you, don't worry. You're not alone. Millions of people are chased by One Nut J every year and die a horrible, soupy death because their phones aren't charged. Blech. Your big city girlfriend is falling in love with that small town tree farmer, but you'll never know because your phone is dead. I'm walking here. And at the end of the day, aren't we all just some guy?
Don't wait till you're drowning in soup. Ask your doctor about the Never Dead battery pack today, only at the Beards and Sundries Medical Center.
Hey guys, make sure you follow and subscribe to our podcast so you can receive a notification every Sunday when a new episode drops.
You guys, I am so glad that I bought the Never Dead battery pack before I got chased down by Jason Voorhees, because with one convenient tractor trailer battery, I was able to charge my phone up enough to call for help after 30 minutes of charging.
And I never have to worry about my electric car dying because it's towing around a giant battery the whole time. So it's like a
Except for
circle.
some reason, my car battery also lasts half the time because of the tow weight. So
Oh, that's because you're driving a Tesla. You're just like, it hasn't caught fire yet.
Or
speaking,
smashed you
speaking
into a
of-
guardrail.
somebody owns a Cybertruck that runs the restaurant that's at the base of my apartment building. And the Cybertruck got rear-ended the other day, and the poor car that rear-ended it totaled. Cybertruck, that was a scratch on their bumper, and I'm like, damn it.
Damn.
You should have rear-ended the windows. The bullet shatterproof windows.
Should have
Yeah.
rear-ended Elon Musk.
I wish.
He can't run away in those heels. His phone is dead from bitching about owning X on X all day.
Bitching about how his behavior made advertisers not want to use his company.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's it.
that's
And
it.
I'm like, okay.
But his phone would be charged if he had got the Never Dead battery pack. Coming soon to a Beards and Sundries market near you.
Outback. You have to pick it up from Outback.
Right.
I'd rather Elon Musk get charged for creating the Cybertruck.
Or slander. I think that would also probably, or libel, probably somewhere. I bet I could find libel.
Maybe public disturbance because Twitter is so terrible that it's disturbed everyone.
I still just use it for porn. That's why.
Oh,
my
that's
phone
not
is
disturbing
dead.
at all.
Yeah, I don't know. You haven't seen the porn I watch.
But
Battery
But-
is draining so much trying to portray this video.
other than Nepo babies who were, raised on blood money, Jay, are there any Beardo submitted sundries this week?
We do have Beardo submitted sundries this week.
Hey.
Our first one is from
Yeah, we need a manager to the farm for a brace track.
God, that ching is so loud at the end. I'm so sorry, everyone.
I was wondering if it had been changed yet, and I was like, nope.
It was
is-
not that loud to me.
I think it's so loud. It's piercing to my ears. So I need to change that sound volume, but I have to remake it because I don't save these. I'm terrible. Anyways, Bryce said, I saw the episode title for this week, and my first thought was, there is no way that they based this whole episode off my email. To tell you I was
got news.
speechless would be an understatement. I wanted to thank you guys for all the amazing advice, and it was all so helpful and relatable. I would also like to assure you that as someone living in Ohio, my pets are all safe from being eaten. Haha. Can't wait for the next episode. Love y'all. Bryce.
Bryce. Thanks, Bryce.
Bryce.
Yeah, we did a
Thank
whole
you,
episode
Bryce.
based off of your email because it was intriguing. So, Beardos, if you send us emails, there's a possibility we could just take your questions and turn them into a whole episode.
Exactly. If you send us really interesting stuff, we'll do that.
Yeah.
All right. And the second one
Great job.
is from... I know we had this discussion before, and I can't remember what we landed on, but Lionel.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Hi,
I know. I was
Lionel.
like,
Okay,
remember that
yeah.
discussion?
Yeah, I do. Yep.
I was like, wait a minute. I know we had this discussion before, but
God,
I'm
what
gonna
did we land on?
I'm gonna share. Yeah, I'm gonna share a picture with you. Lionel said,
Ooh.
"I want to share this with y'all. I
Please
made
do.
this.
It looks delicious.
I made this.
Bring it to the
cake
break
for-
room now.
Oh God, we devoured the break room." Said, "I made this cake for my hubby. He means so much to me. Cares for me and loves me, and my love language is making things or buy heartwarming gifts. So I made him this salted caramel cake for his birthday. I made him one before, but never got the chance to try it due to our last hurricane. Boo! Had to throw it out because the power was out. But it brings me
Aw.
joy in making this cake, and I put a lot of love in this cake. And man, it looks fantastic."
It looks really good. Like, if you made this and you decorated it, holy shit.
Yeah.
It's not only gorgeous, but it looks goddamn delicious.
Yeah.
Is that
And
a pool of caramel on top? Because I want that.
It has to be. I want to cut into that so much and just
Yeah, I'd eat the fuck out of that.
I want to
Not a
Mrs.
cake
Doubtfire
person,
this
but
cake right now.
You want to cross dress and break into its house and watch its children?
Yeah, that's what are you not getting?
Yeah, I don't get it. Yes, I
The answer is yes, Joe, obviously.
I want to
The
go to
limit
my
does not
ex
exist.
and I want to go to my ex and act like a maid and make money. Duh.
Now that's the part I don't believe.
That's a terrible idea. Do you think you're going to make any money?
Town's in Wisconsin. Who's keeping track of that anyway?
Yeah, nothing good comes from Wisconsin.
I know.
Okay, well, just on the record, I didn't say anything.
He was too stunned to speak.
Sure.
He's from Wisconsin.
That's because there was nothing to say about Wisconsin.
Never even been
Can we
to
say that
Wisconsin.
shoes from Wisconsin are dumb? The lights at night are dull and dim when they have to shine over dumb old stupid Wisconsin.
That was it this week on my user submitted content. Unless, since I checked last, we got a new podcast update or a new review, but I don't think we did. We did not.
I thought you were good. We did.
We did.
Boo!
It really upset
Okay.
me. He has to read more.
Usually, yeah. So is that
It's a lot
it
of
for
work to read.
yours?
That's it for me.
Okay, I have two this week.
Ooh.
I was notified by our beardo, Jorge.
Jorge.
Oh, do you want me to play his sound?
Yes.
Go ahead.
We heard from Love
I
that.
really love how that second tenor just holds on for just that little millisecond.
That second tenor is the one that is always
Yeah.
pissing off the director because he's like,
So, this one's a little bit of a Debbie Downer, but it's okay because the next one's way more uplifting. But Jorge did reach out to let us know that, a little while back we did a something to check out, and this was for a TikTok channel called Vegas Starfish. Apparently, Vegas Starfish is starting to become blacklisted in certain places in Vegas, and he knows this because Jorge lives in Vegas, so he follows a lot of the goings-on there.
the Vegas drama.
So, yeah, apparently. So the stories are apparently coming out more and more that when she goes to places with her entire family, kids and all, sometimes she tries to skip paying because she's a quote-unquote popular influencer. Just say you don't do anything. Anyway.
Right.
Comped rooms, restaurants, activities, etc. He said, I loved following her for all of her awesome locations and ideas, but now it's totally soured. And I replied and I said, oh God, she went that route? I hate people that do that to get free shit for their families. And honestly, that makes all of her reviews invalid if she's just going to base it on how much shit she can get comped. And he said, totally. And then he sent me a
That
couple of
sucks.
videos that implicate her. So, I mean, it's not just smoke and mirrors. She really, did, I guess, did join the dark side and those reviews aren't really worth it anymore.
I think that's just why I struggle to really idolize anybody that gets popular, because I feel like that suddenly goes to their heads so quick.
Her latest video was like, the newest hotel on the Strip, beautiful rooms, okay, pool, but had to pay for food off the kids menu. Like and follow for more.
Jesus. Is that real?
Although-
Is that what she
No,
really did that?
I'm
Oh, I was
just.
like, good God.
You believe it
Although-
though now, right?
Speaking of, like, I don't know, famous people and blah, blah, blah. I've never been this wild Taylor Swift person, but now I'm, like, kind of really loving her because Trump hates her so much now that I'm just like, you know what, Taylor? I may start paying for stuff from you just because.
Just because. Out of principle.
I want to make you super rich so you can, I don't know, buy hit Mar-a-Lago or something.
I would move away from disliking Taylor Swift if she would just stop taking her private jet to the gas station and back.
Oh, gotta take the private jet down to the Citgo.
Yeah. She needs chicharrones. Barbecue chicharrones.
Joe, what's our uplifting one?
So that was a little bit of a downer, but I also was contacted by Beardo Catherine.
Hi,
Hey.
Catherine.
Hi, Catherine. So she dropped a bombshell on me, and on Monday evening at 9:43 p.m., she messaged me all in caps, "I just found out I am related to Pocahontas." To which I responded all in caps, "What?" So then this continued the next day because I was already going to bed. But it was very interesting news to go to bed to. But the next day she continued and said, "I shit you not, I've been doing a fuck ton of genealogy over the years, and last night I found out that I am a descendant of her sister. AKA Chief Powton was my, 15th great-grandfather." And then I said, "You really did channel your ancestry through your first car." Her first car she named Chief Grand Cherokee because it was a Jeep Grand Cherokee. Anyway. Then I said... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
That was the mud and sand one or something, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Any West Virginia's first kid's car. So then I asked her how she found out, and she said, "Just through Ancestry. I've been building out my tree for a while now. My goal was to get everyone back to not America, or pre-white people America, to see where I'm from." And I said... "Well, it makes sense you're not related to Cocoam. He's so serious." And then she said, "Also makes sense I am through her sister and not her, because fuck jumping off that waterfall in the beginning of the movie." So yeah,
You know,
Beardo
I-
Catherine is related to Pocahontas, and she is from Pocahontas County, West Virginia.
I haven't paid attention to our genealogy that some of our family did, but I think somebody got us clear back to the 1400s or so.
Yeah, you.
That's how long you've been around. But
I'm getting old these days.
Toots.
my
These yams have been around for a long time.
my aunt on my dad's side of the family did a whole bunch of our genealogy, and it was very, very tragic. Like, great some odd grandfather in the Civil War, not on the blue side.
I was gonna ask. Were there a lot of white bed sheets in that will and testament?
Oh, God.
Yeah,
We
it
can't
was,
use these white bed sheets. There's holes cut out of them. Oh.
Oh God. Thankfully, I don't think that was. Well, I mean, with that guy, yes. The rest of the family later on.
I always think about this. Sorry, I always think about this stupid throwaway joke that Margaret Cho did years ago, where she was like, "Is there like a KKK mart that they all go to where there's a white sale every day?" Oh, anyway, thank you, Catherine.
Anyway.
Thank you, Catherine, and thank you,
Yes.
Jorge.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, listeners. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for being a friend.
Travel down the road and back again.
Back again. For the last
Can't
2
I just
years.
do nothing?
Speaking of traveling down the road, I saw that Apple's iOS update now has the motion sickness setting for screen, and it puts these dots on that work with the movement of the car, so that reduces the chance of motion sickness in the car. And I'm so excited to try it because I am a child and I get super motion sick very quickly in cars if I'm on my phone.
Not me.
We'll come help you test it in your car, not ours.
I was like, it's why I drive all the time, because otherwise I just have to sit and stare forward most of the time.
I'm just imagining you'd be like, thank God I can finally look at my phone while I drive and not get motion sick. Because I've been doing it for the past several years and getting motion sick.
While driving, it's fine. But if I'm passenger, it's just like...
While driving, it's fine. Fuck you.
While driving, I'm great. I can stare at my phone all day.
We know. Well, moving on from that, does anyone have something to check out this week?
I do have something to check out this week.
Oh.
So I am part of a group in Tulsa called the Tulsa Night Writers, and it is a group, it's sort of a collective of writers who we get together once a month to just meet. We have a speaker, and we talk about different writing programs. There's a critique group that meets once every other weekend, and like just little things. It's a community group. But our speaker last night, we're recording this on a Wednesday. Last night was our monthly meeting, and our speaker last night was a lady named Ellen Stackable. And Ellen Stackable is a former English teacher in the state of Oklahoma who now full-time runs a 501c3 called Poetic Justice.
Oh, I've heard about this.
I didn't know about it till last night, and so I was super impressed. But Poetic Justice is a nonprofit organization that she founded to bring writing and writing programs to incarcerated women in the state of Oklahoma. Women are incarcerated in the state of Oklahoma at a vastly higher rate than other states and even other countries. It is improving, but it's definitely not like where it should be. It's not proportionate. We also have these laws in the state of Oklahoma that find, I think it's called failure to protect is what the laws are called. And that's how so many women are sent to jail here, is that our government finds them culpable for their children being like harmed by other people, even if they aren't physically there to prevent it. So, for example, there is a woman who is in one of the prisons that she services who has a 30-year prison sentence for failure to protect, while the guy who actually broke her child's femur got 2 years in prison.
Oh, yeah.
And she got 30 years for not being there because she left to go get diapers.
Yeah. We're very brutal on women here because they should be perfect.
Right. Because it's the state of Oklahoma, and if you're not a white guy... So anyways, she runs this nonprofit. The nonprofit, the idea of it is to bring writing practices into these prisons and jails in order to help these women heal from trauma, not only the trauma of being in prison, but the traumas of their past lives and just like dealing with where they're at. It is a very interesting program because it's evolved into the newspapers in a couple of the local prisons. They've been doing this since 2014, so they've been doing it for about a decade. And yeah, they could really use your donations. They operate off of basically grants and donations. Again, it's a nonprofit organization. And it helps to give women an outlet because we don't really have any programs for incarcerated women that aren't centered around religion. And this is a non-religious program that women can participate in, and it gives them the ability to express themselves. It gives them the ability to heal from trauma, to face trauma, and deal with it in a constructive way. So it's a really interesting organization. We'll put the link in the show notes. If you have, $5, $10, $20 to donate towards the organization, I believe there's a donation link on there, which, check them out. It's a really great organization. The goal is fantastic. And I don't have anything here. I'll see if I can. Again, we'll link to the website. There are some examples of the writing that these women have done on there, and it's really... Some of it is really sad and tragic, but some of it's very heartening as well. So, definitely worth checking out.
Cool.
It definitely sounds like a great cause, and it's great work being done, too.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'll link it in the show notes.
Thank you, Anthony.
Yeah, of course. But with that, we've been at this for a hot fucking minute, and very much like last week, we spent a lot of time on the first two sections. So, do you guys hear the music coming back on?
Yeah, I'm great with that because I got a lot I still got to do this evening.
Yeah. So I believe I hear the music coming back on, and I don't know. It's Coolio from Dangerous Minds. It's living in a gangster's paradise, Michelle Pfeiffer. It's Gangster's Paradise by Michelle Pfeiffer, as sung by Michelle Pfeiffer.
One quick question before we fully roll out. Jay, I know you're not at your final destination for the evening, so you're doing a little bit more driving this evening. And it is, as Anthony said, a Wednesday. In fact, it's September 18th, also known as 918 Day here in Tulsa. But also, it's National Cheeseburger Day. So, Jay, I have to ask you this. Are you going to be stopping by Wendy's on the way?
I will not, because
Ooh,
I ate out for lunch today, and I made all my lunches, and so I need to eat these lunches so they don't go bad. So
Who'd you eat out?
I ate out
Wendy.
Texadelphia.
Texadelphia.
Lame. What an old man answer.
I know, it was a birthday at work, so
Gay.
they chose Texadelphia, and then tomorrow we have a potluck, which I actually have to go to the store tonight, pick up stuff, make deviled eggs for, so
You didn't eat out the birthday person?
no.
Bad. Terrible. Terrible
No.
coworker.
No, we just licked the frosting off the corner.
Oh, God. The music's getting louder. Goodbye.
Anyways. But go call our hotline real quick at 405-999-2242 and leave us a voicemail to open next week's episode or the week after that. I don't know how many are in the hopper.
Oh, yeah. Leave voicemails, because we only have one left after this week.
And Beardos, the car that we thought would be our way to safety just won't start. So we've got to run, literally, and hope you don't trip. If you'd like to help us out, go and subscribe to our podcast so you can get reminders every Sunday when a new episode releases. We also post frequent updates on all of our social media sites for any additional sundries that we add to the market.
And don't forget to rate us 5 stars and leave a review. Those reviews are what get us found by more listeners like you. Also, if just each one of you could share the podcast with a friend, that would double our growth, and that'd be pretty cool.
And if your phone's still working and you're not being chased by a killer, get on our social media. TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Threads. Hit us up there. Email us at beardsandsundries@gmail.com and go check out our website, beardsandsundries.com, where you can buy merch.
That's right, take those little AI spaghetti fingers and click on that buy merch button.
And spend all your money.
Come on, spaghetti fingers.
So, from the three of us shop clerks who love to slow-mo walk away for an explosion here at the Beards and Sundries Market, make sure to
Love yourself and the guy that you're not supposed to love in the film.
Because we loved you once you took your glasses off and your hair down.
But not before that.
But not before. Bye, Beardos! Bye! Except for you nerds.